So thank you everyone for joining us today. I'm really glad that we are having this session. My name is Laura Queiroz. I am the mining investment analyst at the British Consulate here in Belo Horizonte. We're really glad that we are holding this session with Vale. There's a great partner of the UK government here in Brazil. I'm just going to give you quick instructions before we start. As you have seen, this is a Zoom webinar format. So if you have any questions or if you want to add anything to this webinar, please share in the chat box or send in the Q&A button right down below. In this session, we'll have Iago Zoccoli from Vale, the Power Shift project, and also Mauricio Duarte. And from the British Consulate, we'll also have Natalia Gomide, the Business Development Manager for mining sector. So I pass the word now to Natalia, so she can give a brief introduction to the UK government and Vale's Power Shift project partnership. Okay? Thank you, Natalia. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Laura. And thank you everyone for joining this webinar today. Good morning here in Brazil and good afternoon in the UK. So as Laura was mentioning, this is a partnership between us and Vale. And one of the three pillars that our work as the IT mining team here in Brazil is innovation. As we see this as an opportunity to bring out more out-of-the-box solutions from other sectors to the mining industry here in Brazil and build partnerships between the UK and Brazil in the sector. This Meet the Buyer is one of the activities we are developing in this new pillar. And we are really pleased to support Vale's PowerShift team here that are here with us today in finding new technologies and solutions for their pelletizing plants to reduce their carbon emission. This links with the UK government's efforts to develop clean growth solutions in the UK and to achieve the goals for net zero by 2050. Mauricio Duarte and Iago Zoccoli here with us today from Vale. We explain more about what they are looking for in terms of technology. And this is the opportunity to solve your main doubts about the challenges that are linked to this Meet the Buyer and also about the whole process of the meetings. We hope you enjoy the session today. And please stay in touch with our team, the TIT mining team here in Brazil, for any doubts. My colleague Laura Queiroz, who is presenting this webinar today, will explain more later about the process, but we are at your total disposal for contacts afterwards. Have a great session, everyone, and I pass the words back to Laura. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Natalia. So now I call Iago Zoccoli and also Mauricio Duarte from Vale to explain more about the challenges and what they are looking for in this Meet the Buyer.
Okay, so good morning, everybody, and good afternoon, depending on where you are. Like Natalia and Laura said, I'm from Vale's decarbonization team together with Mauricio. And today we're looking for specific technologies on decarbonizing mainly our iron ore pelletizing division. Let's see if I can get that presentation up. Okay. If you guys have any questions, just put it up in the chat and we'll respond. Let's see here. Mauricio, is it in full screen for you?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I'll let you start then.
Okay, so good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Before we begin, I'd like to thanks the UK government for this opportunity for us to speak. We'll go over our greenhouse gas emissions targets. Also, who is Vale, what we do, and then I'll pass the word to Iago to present the challenges that we have in decarbonizing our iron ore pelletizing process. So please, Iago. Yeah, we have a short video. Maybe you can begin, Iago. Yeah, okay.
Is the audio coming out or no?
No, no audio.
Mm,
But that
okay,
is
here.
subtitles. So we're
Okay.
yeah, you can keep going. I think you can stop, Iago. Okay.
Okay.
So as you saw in the video, Vale, we are a global leader in the mining. We are among the biggest mining companies. We are one of the leaders in iron ore production and also as primary nickel. And late in 2022, we set out a new pact of society. So Iago can please go ahead. And which we included some very strict greenhouse gas targets. So maybe you can go ahead to the no, okay, you can skip the video, Iago. Let's go to
Wait, that's fine.
to the greenhouse. I think I just speak. I don't think the video is working really well. So we have a very aggressive emissions cap that we put in place. We have a 33% in reductions in scopes 1 and 2. So which means that for all of the fossil fuel that we use and all the electricity that we utilize in our trucks, in our locomotives, in our processing plants, we will reduce our emissions by a third when compared to the baselines of 2017. And this is regardless of any increase in production. We will, even if we increase production, the emissions cap stays the same. So it's a very aggressive greenhouse gas emissions target, and we're looking at solutions from all the way from the mining trucks, but also from the locomotives, the metallurgical processing, which iron ore pelletizing is a part of, uh, our underground mining operations, and of course shipping as well. So, and we know that this is not something that we can achieve together. So we're opening to new suppliers and new partners uh, and reaching out for our peers as well. We have projects with other big mining companies, and because we only feel like we can reach the level of reliability and safety and cost if we have technologies that can be deployed by everyone and not just a single company. So I think, Iago, you can skip ahead to the introduction to the iron ore pelletizing.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. And
Let me just
so
get that.
if your companies, you have other solutions that falls outside of iron ore pellets, we'll be glad to hear from you. So you can reach us through the IT team. So thank you, everyone. And I'll leave the door to Iago for his presentation.
Okay, so like Mauricio said, we're basically focusing here today on the iron ore division, the pelletizing. So today we have a pretty big iron ore pelletizing division here. We're the biggest producer worldwide with about 64.5 million tons per year. And this is something that a big challenge we have going forward because the iron ore, when we pelletize it, it's basically it's basically for a premium product for the steel industry, right? So the pellets, they're used to increase the permeability in our clients' furnaces. And this is very important because if everybody wants to decarbonize in the future, when you increase this permeability, you reduce the energy consumption. So that's basically, the big driver for pellets today. The more pellets, whatever steel company has in their furnace, the less energy they're using. And today, when we're talking about using coke or using natural gas or whatever form of carbon or fossil fuel we're talking about, the more pellets is the better. So for the whole chain to be carbon neutral, we need to guarantee that the pellets going in, they're also carbon neutral. So the emissions from pellets needs to be reduced. So how does the pelletizing process work today? Today we have the fine ore that we get from our mines. We go through a series of processing at our plants to get it to ideal conditions just to form the pellets. We ball them and then we put it into an indurating furnace. The whole concept here of the indurating the furnace is just to provide thermal energy to get the pellets up to ideal conditions to be used at the blast furnace. And this is straight from transportation all the way to the usage there. And for us to go through this induration process, we have to put in fuel, we have to put in energy. So today we use natural gas, depending on the region, we use oil, we use anthracite. So we have a series of fossil fuels that we need to turn to a greener solution. And our consumption is pretty high. If you look worldwide, what we use in terms of pelletizing, we use an equivalent around 1.5 billion liters of diesel. So it's a high volume process that we're looking at what are the options we can use in the future to reduce CO2 emissions from here. So what we're looking at here, we're talking a process that's 24/7, it's year-round, and we're looking at the areas that we're interested in is basically new burners. Can we look at burners that, for this thermal energy that uses maybe biochar or any type of biofuel, something around at least 3 megawatts, maybe some electric burners or electric torches, just so we can use, clean electricity in terms of using conventional combustion. Electric induration solutions, so can we indurate these pellets, anything through electricity, like maybe microwave heating or anything similar to that. Limestone replacement, just because limestone, we have it in our pellets for quality assurance, and it's a process emission. When that lime it goes through the reaction, CO2 comes out. So is there anything else we can use to replace that limestone? Energy efficiency, this might not be the biggest gains, but it's step by step we can get there. So anything to optimize our operational control systems, or just AI control, just to reduce the amount of thermal that we're using today. Carbon capture and utilization, this is a challenge that we've been looking at, but we need to improve because our furnace, it consumes a lot of energy, a lot of fossil fuel, but the emissions in terms of concentration, it's very low. So it's a high emission process, but with a low concentration, with high volume. So we need to look more into that and see if we can get a technology development to a specific carbon capture that fits our process needs. We're also looking at the pre-drying of our pellets. Our pellets, they have moisture in it because when we ball, we need some water to guarantee the formation of the pellets. So then we have to take that water out. So is there anything else we can use to dry that pellets to reduce the moisture that's today from, I don't know, 7 to 10% of water in it, and about 700 to 1,000 pellets per hour that we're producing for each plant, and we have 13 plants worldwide. We can reduce that, somewhere close to zero. That can also help us too. And any breakthrough technologies, I mean, anything that we haven't looked at, that's not on our radar, but it could help us in the future to reach our 2030 reduction goals and our 2050 net zero goals. So that's about it from our side. Is there any questions from anybody in the audience?
Yeah, from what I can see here, no one sent any question. But I believe that we can move on, and then if anyone has any questions, please feel free to send it in the Q&A box or in the chat box. We are happy to help you. Okay.
Okay, sounds great.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of concepts to unpack, Iago, especially given that I know our pelletize is not a common process, but that's why we try to break down all of those technologies that we're looking for. Maybe you can leave that on the screen, Iago.
Yep, I'll leave
Yeah.
that here, and you can forward
Add
any
that
questions
table.
later.
Yeah.
Yes. Mauricio and Iago, I'm going now to give a brief presentation about the process of the buyer so everyone can understand better how it's going to work. And then we'll see if anyone has any questions, and we can bring this screen again so people can see and if they have a better picture of everything that's going on. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sounds great.
Great, thanks. I'm just going to share my screen here. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, great, thank you. So I'm just going to give you a quick overview of what of our process of this Meet the Buyer. This is not the first one that we are doing, so we have a standardized process to follow. Just a quick overview of the timeline. We'll have the applications starting at 17th June, and it's going to end on 11th July. So please keep an eye on it. If you haven't applied yet, keep an eye on the deadline. And we're going to do the selections and the results in July and August. Why we are not fixing a date? Some things happen during the process. So if we have anything that goes wrong or is not planned, we don't want to have to promise to you that we have a date and then go back and get in contact with everyone. So we are maybe going to give you this result in the beginning of August, in the first quarter of August, okay? And then we'll have the meetings where I'm going to give you more details of each of this process soon, but it's going to happen in August or September, okay? So the applications, we'll have a simple questionnaire. It's not really robust. You do not have to give a lot of information, just general information from your company. We'll ask you more information in the challenges selection. You'll have like the 8 challenges. You have to choose at least one. So you can then describe your solution focusing on the challenge that you have chosen. It's really important for you to give an assertive description of your solution, focusing on this challenge, so Vale can know what you're offering. We ask you to classify your technology in the technology readiness level, so Vale can know if it suits what they are looking for or not. And then in the end, we'll ask you to give a brief pitch of your company, just for us to understand a little bit better. Guys, I'm really sorry, but I need to attend the ring here in my house. Just a couple of minutes. I'm just coming back.
Yeah. Just while Laura is away, I think this is the opportunity to pitch your technology, because as in the presentation that Iago gave, They are looking for new technologies that are not established in the market or comes from the other sectors as well. So this could be very interesting to bring new technologies into this process. And the part of the technology readiness level, it's really important for them to understand in which phase you are with your technology and how Vale can engage better with your company back then. Mauricio, Iago, do you have any other comments on that?
Oh, I think we understand that this challenge is, I mean, especially given that iron ore pelletizing is not a common process, that a low level of technology readiness level for our application is expected. That's not something that is a challenge, and understand it's a long process, and we are looking at solutions outside of our usual networks. So technologies at all readiness levels are more than welcome.
Yeah, and like Mauricio said, we're used to, you know, scaling that up. So if you have something that's just on a bench scale, you might need a first pilot somewhere. That's something that we can negotiate in the future if it fits, you know, our needs, and we can go all the way up to commercialization. If it's something that's already on the shelf, then it's a more plug and play. But if it's not, we can discuss, you know, how we can scale it up if it fits our technology needs.
Thank you, guys. I'm back. I'm really sorry about these home office struggles.
We understand.
So moving on, in the selections and results. During the selections, we'll have two phases. The first phase is the DIT responsibility, but we're not going to choose anyone. We're just going to give a general view of everything to see if the company have written good answers or have fulfilled all the classifications that we need. And then we pass to Vale everything that we have, every company that have applied, and they are going to do the selections and do these classifications of the companies that have applied. As I said, it's going to happen in July, in the end of July and August, in the beginning of August. So it depends on how many companies are going to apply in this challenge. I don't know if Iago has anything to add on this, or Mauricio.
No, like you said, we'll go through the phases and then we'll discuss internally, you know, what could be a best match. And then we'll talk individually with each technology provider to see the details.
Yeah, and just adding to that, that it's not a necessary solution or selection of a solution. It can be multiple solutions. And as we have operations all around the world, there's, of course, different conditions for each one. So we might be able to select more than one in the end.
Yeah,
Right.
and if there's something specific, like Mauricio said, that we might not see it for the pelletizing division, but it might fit into mining or base metals or whatever, then we can forward that too.
Great to know that. And then moving on to the results. When Vale selects everyone that she wants, she share with us, the DIT team, which companies they have selected, and we'll inform via email if you were selected or not. Okay, we'll let you know via email. So please keep an eye on your email inbox, as we do not have specific dates. Maybe our email can go to your spam box or anything. So keep an eye on it. So we'll share everything. And the final confirmation only comes when we send the dates and times and you respond that you are able to participate in the meeting. As I said, we're going to share with you these in the end of July, beginning of August. But this is really important for us to have your confirmation in this date, so we can see if we need to move on to another date or anything, because it's not only involves us, the DIT, but also Vale's teams and all other technical people that are working and everything. So if you're not going to be able to participate in the meet, it's really important for us to have this time back for us. Okay. Don't know if anyone has anything to add. No? Okay. So moving on to the meetings. So how it's going to work? We'll have a 30 minutes meeting, which with every company is going to be individual meetings. 15 minutes are going to the pitch for the company and 15 minutes discussions. We kindly ask you to send the presentation previously to avoid issues with MS Teams, because in past experience that we had, some companies were not able to share their screen and everything. So we'll have a backup slide so you can present. We're also going to send you a material when you're selected and you have confirmed your participation. We're going to send you a material with all instructions and also some information so you can give a good pitch to Vale and sell your product and catch their attention. So we're going to send you this formalized material with the time and also with the link, because we're going to send you individual links to these meetings. And one thing that we need to confirm, but we're going to do this in the future, is about the translation. Some people in Brazil not listen really well and understand English really well, but they do not speak really well. So it's okay to have all the meetings in English, but maybe in Portuguese or with the translation, it can have a better impact with the person. So we are still seeing if we're going to have the simultaneous translation with Vale, but if you have any representative that speaks Portuguese, it'd be good for us to have this person participating in this meeting, okay? We'll be there, the DIT team in Brazil, and also we have also fluent speakers as Mauricio and Diago. But if you have access to a person that speaks Portuguese, please use this person to present, okay? And as I said before, we have these meetings in August or September. The dates are to be confirmed with the selected companies, and we're going to send you through email, okay? So I believe that's it from my side. I don't know if Iago, Mauricio, Natalia wants to add anything to this process. Feel free to open your mics and speak.
Actually, I'd just like to thank Laura and Natalia and everyone else from the IT for this opportunity. It's always a pleasure to introduce our decarbonization efforts and hopefully find more solutions that can help us. So thank you for that, and thanks for everyone who is attending the meeting. Iago, do you have something to add?
Yeah, just thank the whole team for the organization and the event, and everybody that took the time out of their day just to be present and hear what our problems is and what we're looking going forward. I think we might have a lot of good matches in the future, so just a bit curious to see how this all turned out.
Exactly.
Yeah, me too. I'm really excited with this opportunity of this Meet the Bio with Vale, especially because this is a match with our objectives as well for clean growth and clean energy for the future. Thinking about COP26, which the UK is hosting this year. So thank you very much for everyone that joined. This webinar is being recorded and will be in the website of the event. So if you have any other doubts, you can check again. But also be in contact with myself and Laura if you have any doubts in the future about this process. So back to you, Laura. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. So I was going to mention what Natalia said about the video. Do not hesitate to contact us. We are here to support you. And yes, I think that's it. Everyone has a nice day and have a good weekend. Bye. Thank you very much.